Hello everyone, this is Annabella. Today I have another purchase reading and we'll be looking at the relationship between Meng Ziyi and Liu Xueyi. This request comes from a purchaser on Etsy. I'm so very thankful because it means I get to do a full reading this week, which is always more fun. Before we begin, remember this is a celebrity reading meant for entertainment only, so please take everything with a grain of salt and stay logical. Let's start with their mutual relationship and see what the energy looks like between the two of them. The purchaser is especially curious to know if there's any romance involved, so let's take a look at what the cards show. The first card we have here is the Nine of Swords. At first glance, it looks a little depressing, but I don't really see it as completely negative in this context. Since they're both actors working in a professional environment, it makes sense that there could be some stress involved, especially while filming a drama together. That kind of pressure is pretty normal, and it might have played into the dynamic of their relationship. What stands out to me in this card is the image of the girl covering her eyes. It feels like a sign of unwillingness to be fully open with the situation, or in this case, with each other. So it suggests that when they were working together or interacting, they may not have really opened up their hearts towards one another. The second card is the King of Cups. This is a pretty nice Cups card, but it usually represents an individual's energy rather than a shared one. It definitely softened the feeling after the Nine of Swords, showing more emotional maturity and understanding between them. Since it is a king, I do feel this could reflect Liu Xueyi. Maybe he showed a sense of emotional maturity and looked out for Ziyi on set, but the thing with this king is that he's generally kind to everyone. He comes across as an overall nice guy, which means this energy doesn't point to special romantic feelings just toward Meng Ziyi. Though there still could be, it may or may not be influenced by the drama. The next card is Judgment. This one is an awakening card and it can be a little tricky to explain, but the simplest way to put it is that it represents a moment of realization. For them, it feels like this is tied to the professional side of their connection, almost like they both knew from early on that they were together for work and that kept the boundary clear. It could also suggest that because of their profession, they had to take a step back and really look at where they were in their careers and the direction they wanted to go. To me, this card shows that whatever feelings they might have had for each other, they were very certain about one thing, that they were co-workers first. Next, we have the Hangman. This is already the second major arcana showing up. And these kinds of cards usually don't point directly to a romantic relationship. What the Hangman does suggest though is that maybe if things were different, if they were in another time, place, or even had different professions, there might have been a chance for something to develop. But because of who they are and the circumstances they're in, the most this connection can offer is the opportunity to learn from each other. It's more about gaining perspective, seeing things from a different angle, and taking lessons from the experience. And lastly, we end with the Magician. This card makes things a bit more interesting because it shows that at one point the two of them may have had all the elements on the table that could have led to something more. The Magician has all the tools, but the tricky part is that he doesn't always reveal his true self. Sometimes this card can describe situations that look promising on the surface but don't necessarily turn into something real. So yes, the potential might have been there, but it didn't develop further. What's also interesting is when you read the major arcana here in order, starting with the Magician, then moving into the Hangman, and finally Judgment. It almost tells a story. With the Magician, they had what they needed for something to start. Then, with the hangman, it becomes clear that it's not the right time or place, and the lesson is more about perspective. And by the time we reach judgment, there's the realization that this connection is ultimately about work, not romance. Let's try to understand things a little more deeply by looking at their individual feelings towards each other. But, when you have a single man and a single woman working closely together on a romantic story, it's natural for feelings and emotions to come up. But whether those feelings actually develop, express, or if it's the right time and place for something like that to happen really depends on them and their circumstances. That's not something we can fully know. So, with that in mind, let's begin by looking at Liu Xueyi's and his energy towards Meng Ziyi. So his first card here is the Empress, and I feel like it really aligns with the King of Cups we saw in the mutual spread. The Empress has that same nurturing, admiring energy. It shows that he respects her, sees her in a positive light, and might even feel drawn to her. It's a warm kind of energy. If the other supporting cards show more feelings, this could easily lean into romance. But since we've already seen the mutual energy, I highly doubt that's the case. That said, maybe the rest of the cards can give us a little more clue. What we can be sure about is that the Empress shows he sees her very positively. Next, we have the Four of Pentacles. This card actually align a bit with the Nine of Swords from the mutual spread, where there was that sense of holding back or covering eyes. The Four of Pentacles is a conservative card, showing caution and self-protection. It feels like he's not fully opening up to her and is guarding his feelings. He probably very careful about expressing himself and hesitant to take any risks, especially because at the end of the day, this is still a pentacle card, so maintaining professional boundaries seems more important to him. Next, we have the Knight of Wands. This card brings a lot of energy and excitement. It definitely shows a spark. If we just looked at this card with the Empress, you might even say there's a hint of attraction or playful interest. But it feels more like maybe he's enjoying the energy from filming the drama more rather than having deep emotional commitment. It's also interesting that this is the Knight of Wands, not the King. The Knight shows that this energy isn't fully mature. It's more exploratory. A lot of the cards in this spread are kind of balancing each other out, which makes his feelings feel layered and complicated. Next, we have the Five of Wands. I think part of the reason his feelings seem so complicated is that there may have been conflicts or challenges while working with her. It might not even be from him. It could be from the people around them, the filming environments, or even their companies. There could also be some sense of competition between them. This card can also point to tension or misunderstandings. This is why his feelings don't come across as straightforward. One card shows admiration or warmth, while another shows him holding back. There might even be a bit of rivalry energy, wanting more attention from the audience or success during the filming of the drama. But with all these mixed signals, it seems like his feelings never really develop beyond the warmth of the Empress and the excitement of the Knight of Wands. And lastly, the Seven of Swords really reflects what we saw with the Judgment card earlier. There's a strong sense of rationalness here. He seems very aware of his feelings and his boundaries. He might feel something privately, but he's not likely to show it openly. And again, sometimes with celebrity readings, the energy can also reflect the characters they're playing, so we have to keep that in mind. But because the Seven of Swords is such a logical card, it really feels like he's good at setting boundaries and keeping things in check. Overall, this aligns with the mutual spread. Alright, let's move on to the last spread. But honestly, it didn't really surprise me how these cards came out for him. There is some conflicting energy, but that could just reflect his complicated layered feelings. Let's now take a look at Meng Ziyi. Maybe her feelings are more straightforward. Honestly, I don't know them well, so it's very interesting trying to interpret their energy here and logically trying to align all the puzzles together. Alright, but now, Meng Ziyi. Our first card, the Page of Cups, shows that there is actually a little bit of positive emotions here. But I wouldn't consider this as a romantic feeling toward him. When I see the Page of Cups, I usually think of it like a young child wanting to make friends. It's very innocent and youthful energy, someone who just wants to connect, share emotions, and build a friendly bond rather than anything deeper. It can be playful and sweet, but it's not showing any serious romantic feelings. In other contexts, this should be a good starting card for any emotionally involved relationship, right? But we should never just interpret from one card. So next, we have the Ten of Swords. This card suggests a kind of ending. Even though it's only her second card, it seems like this energy is already clear. There could have been some stressful situation, like I mentioned earlier, with his Five of Wands, maybe some competition or issues between them. But honestly, to her, it's over. And I feel like at this point, since their drama is done, it's really over. This card also shows that as a person in general, she's quite cautious about investing her feelings. She doesn't want to complicate things, honestly. Though it's pretty clear that their relationship has probably already ended, the rest of the spread gives us a little more information. The Hierophant represents structure, tradition, and boundaries. This shows that she really respects the rules and professional boundaries while working with him. She takes her career and work seriously, and in general, she's not acting on any impulsive feelings at all. Next, we have the Moon. This card can indicate uncertainty and confusion, but in this situation, I feel like it's about her being careful with her emotions. She wants to make sure she's not getting any illusions or misreading signals. Maybe she's making sure that her feelings are really hers and not influenced by the drama or the character she's playing. Finally, we have the Nine of Cups. This card talks about someone who enjoys their independence, their own happiness, and personal fulfillment. And that really fits her energy. She enjoys the connection in a friendly way because it's comfortable and she appreciates his presence. But what she really wants is to do what makes her happy, even if this connection is just a coworker relationship. It works for her and helps her get through her drama and career responsibilities. Overall, her feelings are friendly, respectful, and cautious. There's some honest warmth and positive emotion, but she keeps things professional and maintains that comfortable, safe level of connection. From her side, I'm not seeing anything romantic here. It's important to distinguish between romantic feelings and friendship feelings, and for her, this ends at friendship. Also, if we circle back to Liu Xueyi, yes, he does have really good feelings towards her, especially shown by the Empress, but there's a lot of internal conflict in his emotions. It even makes me wonder if some of that energy is just a man feeling attracted to a woman because she's beautiful, or if it's more about the character he plays and the dynamic on set. To answer our purchaser's question, did they date? I don't think so. And as for their current relationship, I don't see much going on. If they do see each other now, they'd probably be very friendly. Their connection did end with the magician in the spread, which shows that everything is fine, happy, and respectful. The relationship worked out well for what it was, but it's completed its course. But thank you so much for staying with me until the end. I'm going to end this reading here and I hope you enjoyed it. For anyone interested in a private reading, you can check out my description or visit my Etsy store. Just a reminder, all of my readings are celebrity readings, which are meant purely for entertainment. So please take everything with a grain of salt. I don't know them personally and I don't claim anything 100%. So stay logical. And again, as a reminder, please send your gratitude to our purchaser for this reading if you enjoyed it. But yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.